about us. Let's see that a little bit. Z Highness, are you part of the 50 Cent army or whatever they got in China? Oh, I wanted to say this before we even get into it. Do you guys know that China employs around 2 million people to basically be online trolls? So, and for a little bit of context, Walmart has 1.6 million American employees, like 1.6 million people in the USA. That's what Walmart employs. China has at least 2 million people that they pay to be online trolls. So there's a video about China. It's negative about China or their social media. That army that they have will descend upon your comment section and leave comments that look like they're organic. They don't look like bots. It looks organic. And you're going to have other paid human beings to comment on that and to upvote it to make it look like this is a thing that people are really thinking about, but really it's just the work of the CCP's digital army. That's what's going on. So yeah, y'all got to really be, you know what? You know, part of the reason I blame this whole migration to the Chinese Communist Party app, I blame all that on just lack of education. A lot of young people and people in general don't know anything about anything. I'm talking about nothing. As I said before, I was on a panel, one of these online Zoom type panels, and this is during the election. I'm talking about the midterms. Everybody got a blank face. What's that? Nobody even knew what a midterm election was, and they're all my age. What's that? Midterms, I don't know what that is. What that mean? When you talk about communism and Mao Zedong, the Great Leap Forward, the millions that died, Tiananmen Square, what's that? I don't know what that means. What's that? I read somewhere that a lot of your top Ivy League students who are coming in over the past few years, they can't read books.
I have mutant powers.
Maybe they're literate, but they can't read books. They can't sit down and read a book. I wanted to be the biggest nerd in my hood. Listen, I wanted to be the biggest nerd in my hood. Hey, I know NFL football is on. If you like football, you want to watch the sports ball, the rigged, ridiculous nonsense, go ahead. But anyway, I wanted to be the biggest nerd in my hood. So my mom told me a story about when I was, I say, 7 years old. I went to a friend of mine's birthday party in my community in Portsmouth. At the time I was living in Portsmouth, Virginia. And mom told me that I asked her, could I bring my book? I had one of these fiction books, Goosebumps or something. I like, hey, can I bring my book to the actual birthday party? Like, that's kind of what I'm into. I'm asking that at 7 years old. I go to the skating rink, I ain't doing no skating. I'm reading my books, clinging onto the railing with the book in my hand. I was that kind of kid. I wanted to be the biggest nerd in my hood.
All you need to do is capture the missionary.
I don't know what kids got going on now. They can't even really read books. If you can't read books, can you read? Barely. This is why if I was to go to a Starbucks, they're not gonna spell my name right. A-N-T-H-O-N-Y. How hard is that to and it's not some kind of random made up name. This is a very common name. One of the most common names in the country, Anthony. Real easy. Can't spell it. They're spelling it with no H. It's like, what are we doing here? One time I went to one of these spots and they had to write my name on the thing. And as I go to get the order, the dude looking at me like kind of like without confidence because he knew he spelled my name wrong. I'm like, what's going on here? Are we just not really putting an emphasis on reading? Or is it because of these gadgets right here? Is it because of these gadgets right here? Everybody's in their phone, so ain't nobody reading books anymore. These things behind me, it's like they're becoming the way of the dodo bird. Nobody reads those anymore. It's like whatever. See, look, y'all in the chat talking about Anthony, Tony. Tony, I never liked Tony as a nickname because I'm not like, do I look like I eat pizza for a living? Do I look like I'm in waste management? Do I look like James Gandolfini on a TV show? Is that what? Do I look like one of those guys to you? Huh? So yeah, I never liked the name Tony. That was too Italian. Anthony, that's totally fine. When I was little, they would still call me Anthony. Yeah, little Anthony, that was my name. It was never, they called me Ant when I was like a teenager, but don't do that at 40 years old. A 40-year-old man talking about, yeah, my name is Ant. Hey, how are you? My name is Howard Johnson. Yeah, my name is Ant. We're not doing that. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people can't read. I encourage everybody to read. I always tell y'all, when we're talking about news stories, don't believe whatever you see on television or social media, and don't even believe me. I want y'all to read and get down to the bottom of it. I've shown you several times throughout my time being on YouTube where a headline, where the actual news story is buried, they buried the lead. The headline says one thing, but when you read the story, it says something else. If you just go off of the clickbait, the headline, the attention grabber, you're not going to get the full scope of the story. If you go off of what they tell you in the mainstream media and the way they tell you, you won't get the full story. So I always say, please, 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 let's learn how to read. That's what I would say. All right. Let me see. Debbie says, you look like an ABL, little not so sure. Yeah. When I was small, I was really small. And I had a crazy growth spurt. It was out of this world. Tony, Anthony. Nah, Anthony Hardaway, Penny Hardaway, he played in the NBA. Yeah, I'm sure there might have been an Anthony in the NFL as well. Somebody, grandmama or mama said, hey, that sounds nice. Name him Anthony. Or I can't spell Anthony, so I'm gonna just say Anthony. Put that on the birth certificate. Like, all right. And my name, the thing about my name was a conscious decision. My parents had a discussion. They wanted to name me Isaac. Mom vetoed that. She was like, no, we're not naming the little black boy Isaac. So they had a discussion. And then my dad is Jeffrey Bryan, R.I.P. So they gave me his middle and last name. And they gave me my great-grandfather's middle name. And one of my uncle's middle name is Anthony. So that's how that came about. But the Isaac, I could have been Isaac right here. I don't know how that would have, IBL, that don't really have a ring to it that ABL has. That sound like IBS. And I don't want to be associated with that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want you to look at ABL Live or IBL and think irritable bowel syndrome. I don't want you to do that. I want you to think about me, and that's it. Nothing else. And the only reason why I went by my full name with the Brian is because when I Googled myself, when I first came on YouTube, I just said Anthony Logan, and there was this halfway naked Asian dude popping up all the time. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want you to search just Anthony Logan and some, funny looking shirt off dude is popping up, because that's not me. That's the only reason why I got the middle name in there. American Basketball League. Hey, you know what? I saw that there was some kind of basketball league that had my same initials. Like they play in the Philippines or something like this. I'm like, I don't know. Like, this is, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, shout out to y'all. Isaac was a bartender on Love Boat. Shout out to Love Boat. All right. Hold on. But we got a whole lot to get through. There's a whole lot going on. TikTok. Hey, listen, y'all TikTokians will be okay. TikTok ain't going nowhere, and I knew from the beginning it wasn't going to go nowhere. I knew there was going to be like a way for them to negotiate terms ultimately, and it wasn't going to be a ban. But people, they are crashing out. They are upset. They're mad. I'm seeing some of these videos talking about, I don't care about giving my data to China. I will do anything for China. I'll become a Chinese citizen. I'll relinquish my U.S. citizenship. And some of these people, they just talk online and just say anything. Okay, Trump is the president. I'm going to go to Canada. Why not Jamaica? You're a racist. They speak English there. But anyway, I'm going to go to Canada. I'm going to go to another European country with even more white people in it to show you how not racist I am, to support the orange man, who's also white. Anyway, They say all that and then don't go anywhere. But these people, these TikTokians, oh, they ready to go to Beijing, Shanghai, Ni Hao Ma, all that good stuff right now. Because they're hooked on that TikTok. It's like heroin. And they gotta have their fix. If they don't have their fix, man, they about to be sick on other apps, acting up, crashing out. And what I don't want to see from y'all is when I go out in public, any kind of crying, melting down. I don't want to see that. If I see you behaving erratically in the corner, clutching your phone, trying to make TikTok load, I'm calling the cops, man. I'm calling animal control. I'm calling the cops. I'm calling all that. I'm calling the local priest to get that demon up out of you. But anyway, shout out to you guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content so far, or in general. If you are, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. You got quite a bit to get through, so I'm gonna go ahead and get cracking. Shout out to the sponsors as always. Y'all know how I do. You guys are the sponsors first and foremost for watching, retweeting, doing whatever you do. I can't do nothing without y'all. But also shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the description, or just go to patriotpost.us in the browser. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also go to my merch website, ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. Also go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGN.com. Go to the front page of the website, and I write articles for each video that I produce. In each article, you'll have sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from Democratic, Republican, politically agnostic, local, national, international. Whatever you want, I got it, as long as it's legal to be right there on the website, anthonyblogan.com. And of course, go to the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact-us. There you'll be able to find my email address, my snail mail address, my UPS box, of course, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never gonna call it X, TikTok. Yes, I am on the Chinese app. I'm a million years old on there, but it's fine. All my links, all my method of communication, everything is right there on the contact page of the website. And as I always say, if you ever converse with someone who says they're me and they're offering you some kind of crazy thing that doesn't make any sense, some kind of crazy deal, they're trying to make you send them Apple iTunes gift cards. They're talking about Forex and Bitcoin, all of that. Listen, it's not me. Don't get scammed, and you will be scammed if you respond to those messages. Can I say something else while I'm right here? Every YouTube video will have the bots with the halfway dressed women or whatever. And y'all always respond to them. Not all you guys, but some of y'all love responding to the bots. Please don't respond to the bots. Even if you're just saying it's a bot, don't do it. Engagement is always positive. Listen, engagement is always a positive thing. Don't engage the bots because you're giving them positive reinforcement. It doesn't matter what you say. You can say, this is a bot, ABL, please ban it, bot. All you're doing is encouraging the behavior. So please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Don't worry about it. I'll ban them when I see it, or YouTube will. If you guys engage with them, you're helping them. So please stop doing that. Alrighty. The bots make you thirsty. Hey, some of y'all be thirsty. And I think, you know what happens? What happens is some of y'all will see the bot and then respond, oh, you're a bot, with the hopes of the person not being the bot, and maybe you'd be able to connect with them that way. That's what happens. Listen, if it walks like a bot, it types like a bot, it looks like a bot, it behaves as a bot, it's a bot. And just leave it at that. All right, and it won't come to life and be your companion. I promise it won't. But I know the majority, 99.999% of you guys have a brain, you have sense. You're not gonna do stuff like that. But sometimes some of y'all do. Some people do, and that'll be the person who gets their whole life savings taken away. Okay, that'll be the one who sells their whole house to some random dude in Nigeria, thinking that it's Brad Pitt, or somebody like this. And you know what? People sometimes that do stuff like that, these are the NPCs. And if you have NPCs in your family, please look out for them. Please look out for them. Okay, because we got the Orange Man coming back, and I'm not really sure how well they're going to take it. They're already trying to protest. They're already crashing out. So if you have an NPC for a family member, please protect them. And you know what? Matter of fact, hold on. I got a video I wanted to play a little bit later, but I got to play it right now. I got to play this right now because this goes into the whole NPC thing. Now, this guy's name, his name is Nate Friedman. Nate Friedman on YouTube. He's doing street interviews out there in California. Now, I'm going to show you a prototypical NPC example. That's a great question, Bob K. MIT. NPC, that's an acronym for non-playable character in the video game. So if you got a video game on the screen, there's these people in the game, they're just kind of hanging around, doing whatever. That's an NPC. And the whole thing, the reason why we call them NPCs is because they're not actually really people that are fully developed. They're just kind of there. It's like a husk of a human with not much going on upstairs. That's kind of what they are in the video game as well. You walk up on them, you bump them, they're like, it's like, where's your human emotion? Where's your defense mechanism, your survival tactics, your brain power, your ability to create an original thought? Where's that at? You don't have it. NPC. And a lot of this NPC behavior comes from television, music, movies, social media, etc. All right. So you're about to see the biggest example of an NPC. Now, all right, let's cue it up. This is in LA after the wildfires, or during the wildfires right now. And you have my man right here, Nick Friedman, the interview with the book bag on the microphone, interviewing a young lady right there. Her hoodie says, "Go Sports." Go Sports. All right. So already you have an NPC shirt on. All right. It's like playing a video game, and then the guy in the game has on a shirt that says, "I love sports. I love football." Anyway, let's watch and hear from her, shall we?
Think about the government response to the fires and what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I don't have a cogent response right now because obviously I'm trying to decompress from work. I think all of us are just really overwhelmed with everything, and there's a lot of misinformation, and that's the biggest problem.
And what is that misinformation? Because you're actually on the ground, so.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of misinformation about what water availability was, and I'm thinking more of on the federal level of how our national leaders have been responding, and that misinformation rather than probably local information.
Yeah. Like the stuff about the fire hydrants not having water and stuff?
Yeah, and the source of the fires, basically saying that firefighters that they don't have what they need, and maybe they don't have exactly what they need, but, you know.
Do you think that California is going to shift closer to the right after this, or no?
God, I don't know. I mean, I've been impressed with his response. I think he's been he's very eloquent.
So when she says he and his, she's referring to Gavin Newsom. So she likes Gavin Newsom's response. Now, here's my question. Can I put on my tinfoil hat? At this point, look, I don't wear hats on these videos. I'm wearing tinfoil hats. They're not baseball caps or anything. They're not trucker hats. They're not baseball hats. These are tinfoil hats that I wear because I'm always give my tinfoil hat point of view. But the way she referred to Gavin Newsom, he's doing a good job without saying his name. That kind of sounds like how people talk about Jesus, right? Am I off? Am I off? Am I reaching, or am I kind of onto something? Let's keep on going.
I think what he said in trying just to defend California is what we need in a leader. Obviously, a lot of things that actually in top response is on the local level. And I need to get more educated on that. I think I'm just really overwhelmed personally.
I know Newsom is putting in $50 million to sort of fight Trump on his policies. Do you think that's a good idea to sort of fight back?
Yes, I think so for sure. I mean, he's targeted California for a million things. And yeah, so I think so.
Thank you.
So while California...
All right, so I mean, how you feel about the NPC? And you know what? This is a quite. There's been quite a few. There's quite a few interviews in this. Good ones right here. A liberal guy for Trump, really good interviews. But what I noticed from his entire thing, this 28-minute video, is that the men that he interviewed for the most part were on point. And let's try to get this fixed over here. The men he interviewed for the most part were on point. The women, however, they were sounding just like that for the most part. There was one lady in the beginning, she had her mind right. But a lot of the liberal women out there, they don't know anything. I mean, they might as well just say Orange Man bad as an answer to every question. How you feel about the response from Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, LAFD, LAPD? Yeah, well, misinformation, Orange Man bad, climate change. They might as well just say that because that's basically all they had to say. It didn't really have a lot of words to use to express themselves when it came to this particular thing. But they kept saying the same old thing over and over. So they got a high volume of words spoken, but not much depth in the volume, if that makes any sense. Yeah, they're watching The View. Listen, and see, this is part of the reason why I talk about The View and Joy Reid, all these people, because there are human beings who sit and watch that 24/7. So maybe, just maybe, if YouTube is so gracious, if the odds are in my favor, someone who watches that video may come across my video, and maybe it might do something to them. Maybe it might kind of sink in their little pea brain that what they're watching is not the correct thing to watch. Also, as I said many times before, they prey on your ignorance when you are watching them. They know that people who watch The View don't know anything. So they tell them anything and they believe it. And then when they go do something different, like when you saw Joy Behar doing the Trump dance, they're confused. Orange Man bad, what happened? Then they begin to malfunction. And then they go right back to the NPC. They go right back to the NPC nature. What do I do next? Give me the next input on how to behave. How do I respond to this dance? If they don't know how to respond, they often react with violence or some kind of negativity. That's kind of how that goes. You want to debate with them and they get stuck. All of a sudden they want to get violent, or they might want to do ad hom, or they might want to walk away. They're all the same. That's also why they're NPCs, because they have predictable behavior. All right, let me go back to the front here. Now, in New York, you got NPCs, but they're also, you have NPCs in a place like New York, but some of them are the ones working on the city's infrastructure and stuff like this. So what they did was, to prevent turnstile hoppers in the subway, they put these little spiky gates on top of the actual thing. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about right quick, and y'all let me know if this would stop you from hopping the turnstile or not. So you see these little spiky things up here that is in a little passageway to get to the turnstile? Like, those little spiky things were installed to prevent people from being able to launch their body up over the turnstile, using on top of that to brace their hand with, you see? But as you can see, it's nothing. A guy right here in the book bag and the olive jacket, check him out. It's nothing. See, look. It's easy. Yeah, one hand I need to know the little spiky strip, and the other hand right on it, and it didn't do a thing. So it's like, what do we do in New York City? And here's a up close view of it.
City is trying again to stop.
So look, you can see that right there.
New York.
That ain't gonna do nothing. It's like supposed to be spiky, but when you zoom in on it, it's just like kind of like a little hill type of thing. Like that ain't gonna hurt me at all. That's not gonna hurt me at all. I can get over that like it's nothing. Even at my age right now, I can hop over that easy. I'm tall enough to just walk over it. But if I wanted to hop it, I could do that with no problem. I could just run and jump without even using that. I could jump sideways. I could just walk over it. Or if I wanted just to hop it like that, it won't be no problem.
New York City is trying again to stop fare evaders. They just added these pointy panels onto.
Look at that, pointy. Barely. That ain't gonna cut my hands. Really, for real, I can put my fingers in between these little things right here. And all you're gonna do is give me like a little guide to use.
The game, the idea is that it's supposed to hurt the people that try to jump over. But I think they forgot to address it. You still slip through the middle or just fall under.
You go like, and you can go under.
So, hey, New York City. I guess the whole thing is to get the fare beaters because they're talking about billions of dollars that they're losing because people beating the fare. But it's got to be a better way to do that. Why not just install like a door? But I guess that'd be a fire hazard. Make the door be something that I don't know. You could go about it a different way to doing this right here. And if you weren't going to put a real door right there, then putting that right there is just a waste of money and time.
I was worried.
Yeah, you use a jacket over it. You could do anything, or like I said, just use your hands because it ain't really that serious. It ain't gonna cut you. You know what? The thing about some of these policies, they don't really want to go all the way. They don't want to go all the way. Listen, if you're gonna put a spike strip up there, put a real spike strip. I'm talking about some concertina wire. Make it hurt. So if I put my hand on top, I'm gonna be bleeding and about to pass out in the subway. Do something like that if you're gonna do it. Or put a guard at a tire. Hey, don't cross that gun line, boss. Do it that way. That little fake spiky thing ain't gonna do nothing but just be the butt of jokes. That's all. Some Shinzo knife blades on those. Yeah. That's right, J Baloo. They probably spent millions on that. They probably spent millions, and of course, we're going to increase the taxes to pay for that unnecessary, ridiculous thing.
Someone needs a
That's right, Peg. No half measures. Let's go all the way. Go all the way. Give me that southern border razor wire right on top of the whole situation. That'll do it. That'll do it. All right, so we got Eric Adams speaking about New York City. Eric Adams went and spoke with the Orange Man.
So you're here in Florida. Can you tell me anything about the meeting? Did it go well?
Anytime we meet, it go well. Tomorrow I'll be briefing everyone when I get back to the city.
Can I ask? I'm a congestion.
Hey, my man right here. Hold on, we got the Trump thumb. Yeah, hey, Eric Adams looks like he's in a great mood. A great mood. Got the big smile. Hey, Eric, Mr. Adams. The only thing you're missing is a MAGA hat with the suit and the thumb. You can put Trump right next to you, MAGA hat on. You already got the thumbs up pose. You're pretty much here. And what I'm gonna say to Eric Adams, Charlemagne the God, all these people in a celebrity space, elected official, whoever they are, notable black male figures especially. If you want to be conservative, just go out there and do it. If you want to be conservative, just do it. Don't worry about what anybody thinks. Don't worry about how anybody feels. Don't worry about nothing. Just do what feels right. If you want to still be liberal but support Trump on some things, then go ahead. It's okay. Don't be worrying about what anyone thinks. Don't do it. And especially right now, it's back in the White House. You're going to have a Republican White House, Senate, House, all of that. It's okay, man. Just come on out.
Can I ask? I'm a congestion pricing former transit reporter. Did you guys talk about congestion pricing? Nice to see you here.
All righty, so shout out to Eric Adams. Let's see if he's going to go full MAGA or not. Okay, and then somebody else I saw that might kind of want to go down that road. Charlemagne. I ain't gonna say the God part. We don't do that no more. We're just gonna say Charlemagne. Okay, or we're gonna say Leonard McKelvey from the Breakfast Club. Hey, and Charlemagne, if you can hear me very well, here's what I have to say to you. Isn't it time to let the Breakfast Club go? Isn't it time to let the Breakfast Club radio show go? Check it out. You, Charlemagne, can go and do whatever you want, okay? Your friend is Andrew Schultz. He interviewed Trump on his other podcast. You could have been there. Your people on the Breakfast Club, what they got going on? Just hilarious. I mean, can't read, but is in charge of reading. DJ Envy about to get locked up, allegedly. Big Rocks, Little Rocks, because of that whole real estate kerfuffle with him and the Great Value Temu version of Big Pun. Okay, scamming houses and things of this nature all across the country. So that whole train is pretty much about to be out of service. What are you gonna do next? You already got the podcast. You already got things going. You're already being on TV. You're already being quoted by a lot of newspapers and whatnot. You got to ball in your court.
Or villain.
Leave the Breakfast Club, lean into being conservative, and live your life like it's golden. That's what I would say to Charlemagne. All right. Now, let me just bring up the video in which I want to highlight to show you why I say what I'm saying right now. All right. Now, look, shout out to Right Wing Angel Oliver Mack. You see his headline. Charlemagne the God says he doesn't believe Donald Trump is a, quote, threat to democracy anymore. Okay, let's watch. And RIP in advance to the headphone users.
This part of the Al Smith dinner was when Trump was talking about Chuck Schumer. Do you guys remember this? So he's saying the Chuck Schumer jokes, but he's also going, I like Chuck. I actually gave Chuck his first check.
You talking about Trump?
Yeah. You know, Chuck's a good guy. You know, he's a good guy. I like him. Chuck, you're a sweet guy.
Yeah.
That's the real energy.
Yeah.
That's what they talk like with each other when behind the closed doors. That's what they're doing at dinners. That's what they're doing on the phone. The fake energy is when Chuck is like, this guy's dangerous. He's a threat to democracy. He's a fascist. He's flirting with Hitler. That's the fake shit.
Yeah, but that's too much.
I'm agreeing.
Like, that rhetoric is too much.
I'm agreeing with you. And now I think what they have to realize is, listen,
I'm with you, Chris. I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't call Donald Trump.
Changing my energy for what it's worth. Democrats, Chris Morrow's not changing his energy.
I'm with you. Listen, I never called Donald Trump a fascist based off anything I heard from Democrats. I said that because of things I heard come out of Donald Trump's mouth, right? But guess what? I don't even know if I believe it anymore. And you
talk that shit.
But only because of how they're acting. I'm like, well, goddamn, maybe it ain't that much of a threat.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
They lied to you.
And by the way, that don't change my vote. I would have still voted for the vice president. Right. But it's just like...
See, that right there disappoints me because you say all of that. Talk about how your party, the Democratic Party, the left, you sit here and acknowledge how much they gaslit you, they lied to you, they put forth a false narrative about this man. You sit there and say that, and then say, well, I still was going to vote for Kamala Harris. The same thing Stephen A. Smith does. It's frustrating because you guys are kind of hemming and hawing. It's like, man, come on, just go ahead and be what you want to be. That's that whole, oh, I'm independent. I don't vote left or right, but you vote left every single time. Just come out of the closet and be who you really are. That's what I say. I ain't trying to call him LGBT. I'm talking about his political leanings. If you are a liberal, just say that. If you're conservative, just say that. If you want to vote left all the time, just say that. Because my question would be, all right, you're not believing that Trump is a fascist. You're not believing that he is a racist. You're not believing all these things that you were told. But you're still going to vote for people that deceived you? You see, people like that, that's why slavery lasted for so long, right there. Slavery lasted for a long time because of that. Okay, so Harriet Tubman had to come, Harriet Tubman had to come free slaves with a pistol. It's like, look, man, either you're gonna be free or you're not gonna live no more. So what's up? What you trying to do? It was like that because they'd rather be on the plantation. Charlemagne, prime example. Got your little comfy gig with iHeartRadio. You're able to go on the white man's TV. You're able to be in these events. You don't want to let that go. Even though they're treating you like garbage, they lying to you, doing all this stuff to you, still want to stay there. Hey man, I don't know about y'all, but living a life of subservience, living a life where I'm like in an abusive relationship, that's not what I want. And I don't want that for any of y'all. So shout out to you guys for not doing what he's doing, just letting them tell him whatever. Telling him whatever, and then, yeah, I'm gonna still vote for him. That's crazy. That's totally nuts. Hey, you know, it's like 12 Years a Slave, where he was trying to like rationalize, well, it's not that bad under the circumstances. Like, I ain't gonna be a slave. I'm not gonna be deceived, lied to, gaslit, controlled, nothing. I'm 100% free man, and I'm gonna stay that way. Charlemagne, Stephen A. Smith, you guys can be free too. You got a bunch of money, sure, but you can be free, which is more important than those big bags of the white liberal plantation money. That's just, I'm just saying. Maybe I'm wrong. Now, speaking about people waking up, hey, you know what? You know what's funny, Charlemagne and Stephen A. Smith? You got white women like Anna from Young Turks speaking with more conviction than y'all. Straight up white liberal. Speaking with more conviction than y'all. Let's watch. This is her talking about Elon and X, now known as Twitter. Let me get the screen set up right and let's let it roll. Sound? All right, let's let it roll.
Look, the other thing I'll say is, I actually think that one of the things that Musk did with X, and I will admit I was very skeptical going into it, but community notes ended up being fantastic. And in fact, the era of, you know, censorship on social media really did lead to platforms like Facebook, for instance, throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So Facebook as a platform was great for independent news sources in order to get their message out, get their content out. And then because of the censorious era, Facebook deprioritized news entirely. And I thought that that was a terrible way of responding to what was going on. I think the best way to fight misinformation is through more speech. And the way that it's been implemented on X is excellent. I think community notes is fantastic. So that's what Facebook wants to do. I think that's the right way to go about it.
There we go. So shout out to her. And shout out to Facebook for recognizing what's working over on Twitter, the community notes. People who are not invested one way or the other giving out factual information. Because a lot of the fact checkers, you know, they probably getting money from the outside. You got a whole business. So their whole job is just to make sure that certain facts don't become well known. They don't become widespread. The so-called fact checkers that Facebook used to employ would be responsible for suppressing factual information if it didn't align with what the Democratic Party wanted. That's how that goes. Now, let's go some of these protesters at the inauguration because they're out, okay? They love those Handmaid's Tales outfits. They love them. I feel like that's their fantasy, is to be that, because they've been wearing these for years. My question is, do you have any regular clothes? What do your regular clothes look like? Is it some kind of variation of this Handmaid's Tale stuff? So look, we'll play the video. So the person is wearing a sign, and she has the black fist. Apparently. Now look, am I tripping? What's going on here? Is her arm on backwards? What's up with this fist? I feel like it's going the wrong way. You know, it's not, her fist it's not the right way. It's like, I don't know. Is it a prosthetic? What is this? Anyway, she has the black power fist, which she took from us, took that from us. And then her partner, her friend, her counterpart has a sign that says, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Helen Keller. All right, yeah, Halloween been over, right? Halloween been over. Okay, that's what I thought, but apparently not. All right, we got more of those. Let's see what's happening here.
Anyone willing to
watched out after the election and posted a bunch of stories calling Trump voters ugly and stupid. I like repeated it a bunch of times, and they were specifically really offended about the ugly thing. So some of them DM'd me and were like, well, I voted for Trump, so now what? I'm not gonna hold your hand while I say this, I know.
Okay, these TikTok videos, man. You know what? The thing about TikTok, they should have banned it, but they waited way too late. India banned TikTok in 2020, which is when we should have banned it. We should have banned it before the pandemic. Once we allowed TikTok to just be out here and flourish in the minds of these young people, now it's over with. And then they pay money on TikTok. You can build a business and make millions of dollars. So now it's too late. And now we have NPCs just like this all over the interwebs talking about, oh, you're ugly. If you're a Trump supporter, you're like 28 years old talking like this, like you're 12. But that's what these apps do to you. Infantilizing your mind in a society where infantilization is already the wave, the norm. All right? So yeah, shout out to her and your lip fillers. I appreciate you for your comments. All right, now look at this guy talking about, hey, you know what? I don't think Trump's gonna make it. He's not gonna be able to get sworn in.
He is not going to be sworn in, and he will not be our next president. How I know that for certain? Comes from the knowledge, some information I found out last night that I didn't know. You know, we all know that when Biden was sworn in, the one person not present at his inauguration was Donald Trump. He lacked the character to be there, to share in another man's joy, to have the character to say, you know, I didn't win the election, you did. But here's a guy that's been given everything on a silver platter his whole life. He was born on third base and thought he hit a triple. And he couldn't be at Joe Biden's inauguration. So what I found out last night.
All right, bro, that's probably enough. That's enough out of you. So, yeah, this is not going to age very well. The inauguration is on Monday. So I don't know what you're going to do when it happens, when maybe this is wishful thinking, like how Biden was doing during his speech about the 28th Amendment. This is wishful thinking. Maybe you think, okay, somehow, some way, the orange man won't become the president. I got news for you, buddy. He's going to be the president. I don't know what you learned at Temple University, but you spend a bunch of money on your degree. Hopefully it's worked well for you, because the other part of your brain ain't really going right.
Yeah.
All right, let me keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh, something else I saw. Yeah, I got him up on Tuesday, Michael. I gotta talk to Mr. Temple on Tuesday and get a little follow up. But also, the inauguration is going to be on MLK Jr. Day. And some people don't like that. They think that the inauguration just happened to be scheduled on MLK Day out of spite or something crazy like this, right? That's what they think. Again, we're dealing with people that don't know anything. What's 1 + 1? What that mean? I don't know what that means. Is it on TikTok? Can I look it up on TikTok?
It's crazy.
Hey, have you read any books in your life ever? In college? No? You don't know anything. So let's hear from her, and we got a guy responding to it. He responded perfectly. Check it out.
Unspeakable things. So you telling me Trump's inauguration is on the day of Martin Luther King Jr. Day?
No. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is on Trump's inauguration day. Fixed it for you. If you knew how to read a book.
All right, let's lock in, boys.
Do a little research, you'd be able to understand what their inauguration day always is on. Pretty consistent. Martin Luther King Day, not consistent.
Am I on the wrong side of TikTok? Because I ain't seen nobody talk about this.
I wish I didn't see you talk about it. The uninformed amongst us. What app are y'all going to so I can go to the opposite?
Like a what? Why? How? This is not a Kawiki Deep.
See, this is a problem. People like this have no idea about historical or anything in this country that has any value. They just want to complain. Be big. Trust me. But Martin Luther King Day and Trump's inauguration. Maximum pulse! I see hate.
Here we go. So shout out to my man. Very well said. Hey, sir, if you hear the sound of my voice, that was very well done. Perfect. Perfect. But he said the same thing I always say. People don't know anything. They're undereducated. Undereducated. Way undereducated.
I just keep thinking about how the economic crash from the TikTok ban is going to happen under a Donald Trump presidency. People are going to be losing their jobs, small businesses are going to be forced to close, big businesses are going to lose access to an audience that they didn't previously have access to, and all of that is going to happen under Donald Trump. The same Donald Trump where 90 plus CEOs and corporate executives came out and said, please, for the love of fucking God, do not elect this man. I would rather pay more in taxes than ever have to deal with his dog economy. The same Donald Trump where more than half the living recipients for the Nobel Prize for Economics came out and said, this man's plan is so fucking bitch, we actually can't find one single thing that's good with it. His tax plan, bad. His tariff plan, bad. His mass deportation plan, bad. All of it, fucking. That Donald Trump is gonna have to go through economic crash on TikTok. The app he wanted to ban in the first place.
Okay, now, this right here is just fear. That's just fear. Somebody's scared that their precious TikTok's gonna go away. All this digital slop that they consume, like, I don't know, man. I can't even really put it into words. They consume all this garbage all day long. They think it's just gonna go away. Like, Trump didn't come out and say he wants to save it. Like, Trump didn't just put a 90-day pause, or he said that he could do 90-day pause. They're really just afraid. Look, the sun gonna shine in the morning. The sun gonna shine. Even if that little app on your phone stops working, the sun gonna shine in the morning. You gonna be all right. You're gonna make it. I promise you will. All right? You didn't disintegrate and just go up in the puff of smoke when Trump was the president the first time. I think you'll be okay this time. Unless you crash out on your own, but that's your business. That's your prerogative.
Down to 30 seconds.
Elon Musk is $2 billion richer since Trump's election. And
that sounds like hate to me. That sounds like hate.
He just unilaterally demanded that the GOP not move forward with the budget that was bipartisanly agreed upon.
What? Unilaterally demanded bipartisanly? What are we talking about? Hey, man, please teach your children how to read books. Teach your children something. Because obviously they're going K through 12, college, and they're not being taught anything. What are they being taught? LGBTQ, LMNOP, X, Y, and Z. They know every letter of that alphabet, but ask them to do simple math. 1 + 1, they're going to break out an abacus.
And those grocery prices, they aren't showing any signs of coming down. And in fact, you already have them hedging with you, saying they won't come down. Feeling dumb yet? Elon Musk is...
I'm not feeling dumb at all. I'm feeling pretty smart. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty smart. I think I'm cool with my decision. And are you seeing the pattern? Are you seeing the pattern here? Now, shout out to the women who were in this chat. You guys are great. I said it before. Shout out to the black women especially, because I know y'all got so much you got to do with. You got to do with these NPCs, okay, in your workplace, your friend group. You got to do with them. And then you got to deal with the community hating you because you black and you want to vote a certain kind of way. Okay, the black folks hating you because you're black and want to vote a certain kind of way, and the NPCs that don't know a thing that want to be on your friend group and your group chat and whatnot. Okay.
I have secondhand embarrassment for these Trump supporters in DC. They look so out of place. They look fearful, and frankly, they look old and dumb.
Okay, they look old and dumb. That's going to be the Trump supporters. They look old. They look dumb. They look so fearful. Oh man, if I got to hear that, hey, if y'all got to do with stuff like that, like at your job, oh, God bless you. Hey, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. If I hear that, it sounds so dumb and they're stupid. If I hear that all day, I don't know what I would do, man. I go stir crazy. I will go stir crazy. Now, I showed you a bunch of women, right? Now, you got their equivalent. Okay, look at my man. And I don't even know if that's a man or not at this point, because you got filters and pronouns. I don't know what's happening. Okay, but he, she, them, they're upset about the end of TikTok potentially coming.
This app was literally supposed to be my way out. So for everyone who say, go get a job, I am literally working. I have no more time. I work almost every day doing DoorDash, and DoorDash pays $2 a delivery.
Bro, DoorDash is not a job. If you can make money doing DoorDash, and you know what? Can I say something else on something right here? Let me say something else on something right here.
That fucking cocksucking
TikTok is not a job. DoorDash is not a job. Even what I do is not a job. I'm self-employed. I've not had a job since I've been real young. I'm self-employed, which means that if the things that I'm doing don't bring in revenue, I don't eat. So DoorDash is where I can be self-employed. I can do that on the side, bring in extra money, get gigs or whatever. If I don't make enough on DoorDash, then I gotta do something else. I need to figure out a way to make more money or replace that with something else. The moral of the story here is when you say that DoorDash and TikTok are jobs, you have a sense of entitlement, like they owe you something. Okay, like you could call in DoorDash and take a day off. You could call DoorDash and get vacation time. You could call DoorDash and get a 401k and things of this nature. No, you are independent contractor. You're self-employed. So be clear about what's going on. You can feast during good times and famine during bad times. What you need to do is figure out ways to be able to make money from multiple streams of revenue, multiple income streams, if you're going to be out here self-employed. Again, you don't have a job with DoorDash. Do you work in the coding department? Do you work at DoorDash's headquarters? Do you work in the office with DoorDash? Do you have a DoorDash badge and go in the building and work that way? Or remotely? No, you are a gig person and that's it, and it's okay. But you can't act like there's some kind of entitlement there. It's not.
I Instacart. I have classes Monday through Thursday in person. I have been posting on this app almost every day for 5 years, guys. I've been posting on this app 3 to 5 times every day for the last 6 months. I've made $175 on here. In 7 days on TikTok, I have made $871.
Okay, so you made $800 in 7 days on TikTok. Can we do a little bit of math? Because he had quite a few things that were up. So let's do your 8. So that's $3,200 a month. If you're making $800 a week on average, that's $3,200 in a month from TikTok. Okay. Now let's go back. You showed a receipt for DoorDash. Okay. So now I'm looking at your DoorDash.
Really?
This is your earnings. All right. So December 30th to January 5th. So that's $388. That's kind of a high. Let's just say you earning every week $250 from DoorDash, and let's go back to what you were doing on, what's this, Uber? All right, so daily you're making decent money. Let's say $25. So in the week you make $100 from this, $250 from DoorDash, $350 a week. So what's that going to be? 14 a month plus 36. So now we're at 5 bands. Did I do that math right? That little quick math. So you can't survive on that? You can't survive on that? You about to start crying? And if you've been surviving on that, do you have any kind of savings? Do you have anything else you got going on? Or are you just spending your money on beauty products and things of this nature? You should spend it on some coconut water to get yourself hydrated. You got all this stuff going on, but I digress.
I Instacart. I have classes Monday through Thursday in person. I have been posting on this app almost every day for 5 years, guys. I've been posting on this app 3 to 5 times every day for the last 6 months. I've made $175 on here. In 7 days on TikTok, I have made $871. There is no job that's gonna even come close to that. My tuition is $7,000 a semester, and my rent is $800 every month. So no amount of working is gonna get that pay, and I do not want to be in debt my entire life. I literally don't know what to do.
Okay, my question is, what are you in school for? You're in school right now, right? So my purpose when I was in school, for the brief period of time I was there, my purpose was to educate myself and use the education I get to go and make more money. That's how it works. When I was young, I'm working the Old Country Buffet. My peak pay, and back then, look, it wasn't no Uber Eats, no TikTok, keep your cool, Frank. No social media at all. It was some, but actually it was nothing. It was no Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. None of that was even an option. So I was just making money from my job at Old Country Buffet, making at my peak $8 an hour. If I was to get $800 a month, I'm lucky back then. Maybe I could sell some CDs or something like that. Maybe I'd make like $1,000 a month. And I'm like his age, probably a little bit younger. That's how it is. You start small, start off just grinding, getting money as a young person. You become educated, you become employable in a higher paid job. That's your goal.
My next step has always been to go to the pole, so for y'all
the pole?
See me dancing, do not say a damn.
I don't want to see that, boss. You're looking like Blake Griffin in the face. I don't want to see you in the pole.
Damn thing. And the people who voted to take this app away are the people who use this app to campaign. All of their campaign posts, they posted on here. Make it make sense.
All right, so there we go. All right, bro, you're just a young guy. Be a man up, man. It's okay, man. Like, all this crying and stuff, slobbing and stuff on social media, we don't do that, man. That's not what men do. What men do is we go out there and just figure out a way to make it happen. That's what we do as men, sir. So I need you to tighten up and get it together. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. Shame it had to end this way. Yeah, you're looking like Blake Griffin, man. I ain't trying to see you dancing on the pole. Man, you gonna jump over a Kia Sportage with a basketball? You could do that, but I ain't trying to see nothing else. Now, also, let's go to some street interviews here. Shout out to Turning Point USA for this one. Let's see what leftists think about us. Let's see what they think about us on the right.
So we have send conservatives to re-education camps to be more accepting.
Yeah, man. I heard this and I got scared. I heard the other one.
They need help. Kidnap them in the middle of the night.
Kidnap them in the middle of the night, conservatives, put them in the camp. Now, you know what's funny? A lot of these people that might want to go on these Chinese apps, all right, go to China with that stuff. Go to China looking like this right here. All right, you got a male with a beard and eyeshadow, I guess it is. Is that eyeshadow, the color stuff on his face? I don't know. These men know more about makeup and stuff than the women, but anyway, go to China like that and see what happens to you.
That's what they do to high schoolers.
And would you guys say that this is democracy in action?
Yes.
So we have send conservatives to re-education camps to be more accepting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead and do it. That's what they say.
I heard this and I got scared.
Ro has on the same eyeshadow that she got on. Like, what's going on with this, man? What are we men or are we mice? What's going on today in 2024? 2025, pardon.
They need help. Kidnap them in the middle of the night.
There we go. Hey, that's what they want to do. Like I say, go to China. Go to China or go to Middle East, somewhere like this, just like that. And you'll see that you had it very good here. You took it for granted. You took it for granted. China isn't over yet. People don't know anything about China. So when they get on one of these Chinese Communist Party apps that's going to show them a curated view of what China's all about, they're going to think they're being educated, but really they're being indoctrinated. And that's pretty much been the theme throughout their entire life. K through 12, college, television, movies, music, it's all the same thing. Trying to brainwash you. So I think that's why they're so easy to get to go over to that CCP app. Because they like being brainwashed. They grew up being brainwashed. That's kind of like what they do. As long as they think it's something good for them, they think as long as it's good, in my opinion, it's okay to be brainwashed. That's what they think. But that comes from a place of ignorance. They don't know anything. They're just doing whatever. Don Lemon, what you got going on, boss?
Too cold, Donald, really, to have your inauguration outside. because the temperature is going to be 23 degrees. Okay, let's just put this into perspective. It was 7 for Reagan. It was 22 for Kennedy. It was 28 degrees for Barack Obama with winds somewhere in the 20 mile an hour range as well. It was freezing. So I'm not sure it's the cold. I think maybe it's that you're afraid of crowd sizes and that hotels are still available. And a lot of people, as many people as showed up for Barack Obama or Joe Biden or whatever, won't be showing up for your inauguration.
No. The inauguration, people have been calling me. Shout out to my man that called me. I ain't talked to my man in years. He's a travel agent and he's getting booked. Black dude, shout out to you if you're watching. I'm gonna try to get you that whole thing filled. But people are going to I'm getting a lot of calls, a lot of texts. Hey, are you in DC? You in DC? People are going to the inauguration. Don't get it confused, Diane. I was wondering where he was going with that. I'm like, why is he mad? So he thinks the reason why it's going to be inside is because it's going to be a small crowd size. I don't understand why they keep talking about the crowd size thing. Because Kamala, she had the smallest crowds out of any politician ever. And the people that did show up to Kamala's events hated her. They were heckling her, booing her, all of that. I need one of these. It's weird, man. These people. And Don Lemon, Don Lemon, I was rooting for you. When you got your show on X, formerly Twitter, I was like, you know what? Maybe turn over a new leaf. Maybe it's going back to the old conservative Don from the early CNN days that told black men to pick their pants up and speak like a man, all this and that. I thought you were going to go back to that. But really all you did was just become more like Mark Cuban, okay, a Rachel Maddow. You became more like that. It's really a shame, man. It's so bad. It's so bad, man. Shout out to the black men who have not been emasculated like a Don Lemon, who stand for something. And you know what? It's not even about him being gay. It's not even about him being gay because I know LGBT black men that are 100% like not this. They're 100% not this at all. He is just like that, regardless of whether he's LGBT, gay, straight, whatever. That's just him. Now, speaking about TV, somebody met Joy Behar, I think, in the airport and gave her a funny gesture. This is hilarious because, hey, check it out. Joy Behar, if I meet you in person, I think what this guy did is what I'm gonna do. All right? Let's watch.
I'm at Costco the other day.
No, you did not tell me.
Waiting online to check out. And I see this middle-aged man look at me and stick his tongue out like this to me. And I was alone. Steve was outside of the door.
Right.
And I just look at him like, like that. And now he looks at Barry. He's like, oh, I thought you were Joy Behar. You look just like her. And I went,
that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Now, see, the guy wasn't ready to just go all the way. He wasn't ready to go all the way. See, I'm going to give you the because why not? I'm not going to be vulgar and give you the middle finger or nothing like that because that's not what I do. But something like that, I would do. 100%. And then if she was to try to confront me, try to talk to me, I'd give her a piece of my mind. I'd be like, because you guys, your show sucks. You lie every day. You have Trump derangement syndrome. You brainwash your room temperature IQ at best people that sit at the crib and just watch you all day long, being brainwashed all day. You guys suck. You guys are the worst on TV. That's what I would do. And I would tell her, hey, you know what? I got a lot of videos on y'all. Go to my YouTube and check it out. Go to YouTube and check it out. And I think you might get a different perspective. But yeah, the tongue out move, I approve of that. Hey, whoever you are out there, if you can hear me right now, I like the move, but when she confronts you, you gotta have something to say. Don't be like, oh, no. Say what you gotta say at that point. Get it off your chest.
What I do is best done alone.
But sticking his tongue out at me.
Yeah.
What kind of grown-up behavior is that?
Yeah, and you let it go at that point. You didn't
did.
say,
but
yeah.
If I was a little closer to him, I would have said, what is your problem?
Right.
But I didn't.
But you know what his problem
is. But my
is.
body language was, I'm not Joy Behar. I'm at...
Now, you're definitely Joy Behar. Come on, man. Come on. You're definitely Joy Behar. We know what's going on. Let's not act silly. But yeah, the tongue out gesture, I approve of that. Non-violent, funny in my humble opinion.
I've done
now
unspeakable things.
Joy,
I hope it's not too late to
you just
set
talk
them right.
all that about the man sticking a tongue out at you. Probably somebody who does not like your politics. Now, this is kind of confusing what you're doing right here though, because what's this? Joy, do you want to explain this?
This one came straight from the book, too.
What you does is in your favor, nothing to me.
Joy, you want to explain yourself? Joy, what's all this? You doing the Trump dance?
4, 3.
Is that what we're gonna do for real? For real?
You gotta catch them on their point.
I mean, you people on TV are so ridiculous. I swear for everything. I swear for everything in this world. You people are ridiculous on TV. That's why we don't, it's just, we don't. That's why I stopped watching TV years ago. I stopped watching TV when I was in my 20s. Like, I don't mess around with this stuff no more. Hold on, let me just play one more time in case you missed it. Joy, what are we doing? Hey, y'all love that man. Y'all love that man. And you know what? Hold on. Let me come back. You know why the Simpsons were able to, do you know why they were able to predict that Trump will become the president on The Simpsons? Do you know why? I think I know why. Again, this is not a ball cap. It's a tinfoil hat if you didn't know. I think they knew he would become the president because everybody loved him. Everybody loved Trump. It didn't matter if you were black, white, rich, poor. Everyone loved Trump. It's simple. And when he would go on TV, sometimes he talked political and what he said made sense. And he didn't have anybody that kicked back on him. No Democrats, no Republicans, nobody. Oprah loved him. Joy Behar, the whole View. They all loved him. That's why they figured he might become the president one day because of how well he was loved by the people. And of course they were right. Not once, but twice. With a gap in the middle of probably the worst president ever. A guy that's old as dirt itself. Old as dirt itself. Old father time. Methuselah. 1,100 million years old. That's Joe Biden. Trump, loved by the whole country, maybe even the whole world. That's why they knew he would become the president. Or they at least put that joke in there on The Simpsons because it was close to what reality is. Okay, and yes, you're gonna have a performance from the Village People and Snoop. Did you guys see Snoop? Wait 1 minute. So Snoop Dogg previously said, hey, if you perform at the inauguration, you're this and that and the third and everything else. Okay, we're not gonna forget that, Snoop. Hey, Snoop, we're not going to forget. We can forgive, but we ain't gonna forget. All right, let me show you some pictures. Let me show you some things from Snoop at the inauguration or pre-inauguration. All right, so first things first, let's go back. We gotta go back, and we gotta show you what's going on here. All right, so let's get some sound. That might work. There we go.
Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one?
Way back here. That's how you know we kicking the ass.
Uncle Tom ass niggas doing. Which one of you niggas gonna first?
No.
The one that's performed for himself.
So this is Snoop some years ago. That's 7 years ago. Oh, if you go to the inauguration, you perform. You Uncle Tom, you this, that, and the third. That's what he said back then, right? Okay, and then also, hold on, I think I got one more before we get to this. All right. Snoop posted this picture a while back, and it says, you see what it says? I can't say that word because YouTube likes to censor me when I say that. The COO bunch. Okay, who we got on there? We got Terrence K. Williams. Shout out to Terrence. And I've met everybody on here. Terrence K. Williams, Candace Owens, Herman Cain, Angela Stanton, David Harris Jr., Harris Denard, Hodge Twins, Dominant Silk, R.I.P. to, what was that? Silk or Dominant passed away. Pardon me for not remembering the correct name. Daryl Scott, Angie Stanton. Okay, that's what he said back then. So is it different now? I think that it is. And you know what? I think what may have changed Snoop is twofold. First, well, maybe three things. First, Snoop Dogg's cousin is Ray J. Ray J is a big Trump supporter, goes to Mar-a-Lago. He's really involved with the MAGA team. So Snoop's cousin being cool with him, that could have swayed him. Also, Trump had freed this guy named Harry O from the penitentiary. Harry O was a dope dealer, and he was the guy who gave seed money to Death Row Records. Death Row Records, that's how Snoop came into the business. That's number two. And number three, he can see what's happened to the country under the Biden administration versus what Trump did for the first term. So maybe all those things came together and said, you know what? All right, I'm going to vote differently this time. I'm going to support differently this time. So now we kind of come back.
Thanks for the upgrade.
All right, let's come back to the present. Here he is at Trump's inaugural ball in D.C. performing. And shout out to my brother, Rob Smith. I think this is his video right here from the actual event. So, big difference, huh? Big difference that a few years would make. And we got pictures. We got quite a few pictures. All right, well, we got two pictures that I want to show right now. So look, that's Snoop and Colby Covington, big Trump supporter with a Trump necklace on right there in the picture. You got Trump shoes right there in the shot. Okay, with Snoop. And then we have another young man, Bo Loden with the MAGA hat on. And we got Snoop posing right next to the guy with the MAGA hat on. So it's real. It's real. And this appears to be Snoop's dressing room. And they're coming in there taking pictures, hanging out with him. So now you're really just kind of like in the MAGA movement. There we go. So is anybody going to attack Snoop and say, oh, you're Uncle Tom, you're this, you're that? And is anybody going to do that? Who's going to do that? And you know what? I want to say something. I'm going to say something right here since I got a little bit of time. Nobody really does this whole Uncle Tom and sellout thing anymore. Unless you have just a low IQ.
Been knocked down before.
That's really relevant. That's really prevalent on TikTok. They love saying stuff like that because a lot of your TikTokians, not you guys if you weren't there, but a lot of your TikTokians don't care about what kind of content they consume. They'll watch a bird breakdance for 5 hours straight, unironically. That's what kind of brains they got over there. So they're going to resort to the low IQ stuff. Oh, use a coon and no Uncle Tom and dumb stuff, right? Because that's how their brains are. They're not very intelligent people. They don't think critically. They don't know anything. So they'll say stuff like that, but people that got a brain in their head a little bit don't really speak like that. That's what I noticed. Intelligent people think a little bit deeply. Those that aren't intelligent, those that can't read beyond a third grade level, if at all, those who don't take time out of their life to learn anything new ever, they'll use some of the crass language and the racial slurs because they don't have anything else with which to communicate you. They don't have anything else to communicate with you. All they got is that, and that's it. Does that make sense? All right, so look at the Teacup. Well, Teacup says the DC airport is constant this evening with VIP after VIP arriving. Hey, it's gonna be jam-packed. We got the CEO of TikTok US. We got Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. Everybody's gonna be there. Nelly, he's there. Snoop, a lot of people are there. Carrie Underwood, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people are going to be at its inauguration. people I know, people I ain't talked to in years, telling me they're going. They're excited to go. They're excited to see Trump back in office. It's a big, big movement. Big, big movement. And again, the inauguration is going to be Monday the 20th. I will be streaming it right here live on this channel. And I'll probably put up a preview or something about that on Monday morning. All right. Monday morning, I'll put up a stream about that. Now, let's keep on going here.
Our current president of the United States has so much respect for the law that he has said he would not pardon his son. President Biden has issued a full and unconditional pardon for his son, Hunter.
So the first part was June 24. The last part, December 24.
Current president of the United States has so much respect for the law that he has said he would not pardon his son. President Biden has issued a full and unconditional pardon for his son, Hunter.
So silly. But hey, that's what they do. And when they do stuff like that, it's not really a big deal. It's like whatever. No, not a very big deal that he said something and lied about it, and you knew that he was going to lie about it. All right, so Nelly, Village People, let me just show you guys that just to make sure that you guys know what's going on.
They'll be coming
All
in 30
right.
seconds. Stay
So,
strong.
oh, and they've been down here performing for him. They've been performing. Hold on. So David Harris Jr. got a video. David Harris Jr. got a video of them performing
giant fists do come
for
in
New Year's.
handy.
All right, for Trump's New Year's party. And you hear what they're saying? They're saying Trump man. They've changed the lyrics for Trump. And this is the Village People. So everybody's on this side. You got the Village People, like you got a lot of music artists, a lot of celebrities, the people, obviously, because he won the popular vote, the electoral vote, everything. Now my question is, how many of these people are the original members of Village People? All right, so that's them right there. All right, so of course we got some younger guys, some older guys, and it says, happy to announce from their account, happy to announce our participation in President Trump's inaugural activities. All right, so they're gonna be there. Shout out to them. And of course we got Nelly. Let me see. Hold on. Let me put it on the screen right quick. Did you hear at the end? He said MAGA on stage. He said MAGA. So there we have it. You have on the red hat. Of course, it's the St. Louis. What's that? The Cardinals, because he's from St. Louis. But he said MAGA right there on the stage. So you can't stop it, man. The movement, you got everybody. It don't matter what color you are, what gender, none of that matters, man. You an American, want the best for America. Okay, cool. Come on. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. If you're in the way and you don't want to see this nation progress, you don't want to see us do well in this world, then go over there and stay over there. That's what I would say. Oh, and here's a good one. I've not seen this yet, but we need to study the last 4 years. These past 4 years, I can't even describe it, man. It's like I kind of was away somewhere. Like I was away at a camp, and then I came back. I don't know, man. It's like people that I have not seen in a long time, feelings I have not felt in a long time from some people, from some things. It's like they return. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm seeing YouTubers I ain't seen in a long time. It's like, man, you look different. I don't know. It's like I've been gone for a while. Like this whole thing with Biden was an experiment, and now it's over and we're back to normal. That's kind of what it feels like. So look, this right here says, none of this is almost over. I think the last 4 years needs to be studied with a straight face. You said it right there, Nomi. A daze. A daze. A nightmare, a daze, all of that. Life was on pause for the past 4 years. Correct. Yes, correct. All right, we got music, but yeah, Sam Britton, that was crazy. This whole thing was crazy. Tampon Tim's wife, who's goofy as he is. Kamala, another goofball. All right, with the word salad.
My bad, my controller died on me.
Went up there, lined every day. This guy not knowing where he's going. It's like, sir, where you going? You going to the brush? You going to the jungle? What you gotta do, number 2 or something? Like, what's going on? Where are you going? All right, but yeah, the last 4 years most certainly should be studied. This guy never knew where he was, and that was crazy. This incident, this was him with a bunch of world leaders. There was a guy, I guess, doing some kind of parachute act. He lands, and Biden's going to talk to the guy that just landed. Meanwhile, all the world leaders are getting ready for a picture. It's like, sir, you can talk to my man at a separate time. Giorgia Meloni, what's that, the prime minister of Italy, president of Italy? She had to come get him. Like, come on. Come on, Joe. Let's go to the little spot. I'll give you an ice cream if you come to the spot and take a picture with us. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Trump would never. Okay, then you got him out here just dancing. I think there might have been with Billy Porter and them, the LGBTQ peoples out there at the White House. Oh yeah, Big Rick. Literally Big Rick. Football playing. Look, this dude played football with another general. And hey, you know what? Maybe they were doing a little bit more than football back in them days. But hey, I'm not gonna make no assertions. Yeah, tripping and falling. It was a mess. It was really, really bad over the past 4 years. But I hope there is a book written about the past 4 years. I hope there's a book written about our government and how corrupt it is down to the core. We all know it, but we need some real detailed studies about it. Oh, and hey, this is a sign the world is healing. This is a sign that at least our nation is healing, all right? Stuff like this. I'm proud to be an American in the land across country. Yeah, man, get the man off the wall. Get him up out of here. It's time to go. It is time to go. And then the portrait, of course, of Trump, you gotta love it. But yeah, hey, man, get up off the wall. It's time to go. Time to go night-night. You can go to nap for real this time. Take a nap and you be done. Now, this video was crazy. This is about a woman talking about a baby in the womb, 9 months gestation, 8 months gestation. It's not a baby.
Judge, jury.
What do y'all think? Is a baby in the womb 8 months or 9 months gestation a baby or not?
Here's another example. Scott Peterson. He killed his pregnant wife, Lacey, and their unborn son, Connor. Connor, in your view, was just a clump of cells. He wasn't burned yet, but his dad killed him. Should he have been penalized for killing both his wife and his son, Connor?
No.
So you think Scott Peterson should have got off scot-free for killing his 8-month-old unborn son?
Scott Peterson should have been penalized for killing his live wife.
But not Connor. Connor had no rights.
Connor was not alive.
So if Connor
was in her body.
So if I'm a woman,
Connor
so if a
was
woman's
in her body
boyfriend
and was not a human being with rights on this planet.
This is very dark because you're saying if a woman is pregnant and her boyfriend slips drugs into her.
You gotta stop talking, lady. You gotta stop talking. Interrupting her is not going to stop her making the point. Interrupting her will not stop her from making the point.
For her drink, to force an abortion on her. Would you say that there should be no penalties for that man born yet, so it has no rights?
Against the mother's body.
What,
that child does not have
what if
rights.
It's just a drug designed to kill the baby?
Yeah, are you hearing yourself? The child does not have rights? In what country does a child not have rights? I know the United States, it shouldn't be that way, at least. A child not having rights? Is that what we're gonna say?
It's just designed to kill the baby in her womb.
But it's designed to harm the tissue that is in her body because that's her body.
So you're saying
It's
it would have
her
been
body.
wrong. Scott Peterson should have been given penalties for killing Connor.
For harming Lacey.
But not for harming Connor.
For harming Lacey.
So if a man...
So if Connor is a part of Lacey, then it's harming Lacey.
So if a man kills his girlfriend's unborn baby, he should not be penalized for killing the unborn baby, only for
harmed
in some way
mother.
harming her.
Boy, oh boy. Hey, they're among us. They are among us, and they vote. They vote, for real. These are the ones that vote for Kamala Harris. Because people are asking, how can anybody vote for Kamala Harris? Like, why would anybody vote that way? Well, you see why they're going to vote that way. You see why they're going to vote that way. Because people like that are really out there. They really exist. They're real human beings. Okay, that is the issue. All right. Now, Joy Taylor. Y'all know about Joy Taylor and the whole Fox Sports 1 lawsuit kerfuffle. Okay, here she is talking about politics. Now, I don't know why she's talking. Joy Taylor, all you got to do is be up there and just beam your headlights to the world. You don't got to say a word. But of course, she wants to have an opinion and talk and stuff like this. Let's hear from her right quick.
The great dynasties, including Tom Brady and the Patriots, you have to be in that conversation. But it hasn't started yet.
Don't listen to Joy, y'all started.
I mean, you talk nonsense if you want to. It's a free country for a couple more days. Coming up, Dak Prescott ball.
See what I'm saying? Like little stuff like that, like sneaking it in there, little passive aggressive. But Joy Taylor, I don't want to hear you talk at all. Because the allegations in the lawsuit against you seem to be pretty legitimate. And if the allegations are true, then you have no credibility. You're just a face on TV. It just happened to do certain things to get there, allegedly. And then you want to bring in politics. Don't even talk, man. Like if that was out there, if that news got out there about me, and I know I did what was in there, I'm not gonna say nothing. Why talk? Just don't say nothing. And definitely don't talk about politics, because now all you're gonna do is bring more negativity towards you. It's silly.
The battle starts in
But yeah, shout out to her.
4,
Shout out to her.
2, 1.
And you know what's funny? How that whole lawsuit thing has not been picked up by the mainstream media. I wonder why. I wonder why. I was watching Whitlock, and he said, you know what? There's certain protected classes of people in this country, and she is part of it. She's a black liberal female. Now, if she's a black conservative female, like a Candace Owens, then all of a sudden she's not protected anymore. All of a sudden at that point, it's on sight. All of a sudden at that point, she is an evil demon, things of this nature. Black, female, liberal, you got all three right there. They want to do more for the women. They want to do more for the blacks, and they want to do more for the liberals. They want to protect the liberals. But if you are a black female conservative, that conservative part, the R next to your name, that identity will get you pretty much canceled to downstairs and back. Is she fully black? No, she's not fully black. She's mixed black and white, like her brother Jason Taylor. Shout out to Jason Taylor. I think it's in the Hall of Fame, former Miami Dolphins player. But nah, she's black and white. All right, let's keep on going. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Alrighty. So, Colton Moore. I know a lot of y'all had mixed feelings about Colton Moore. I'm gonna show what happened right quick, and y'all let me know. So, some context. And I had a longer video, but for some reason it's gone. I don't know where it's at. Shout out to ATL Scoop. I'm about to go back to them. Matter of fact, let me see. I think ATL Scoop had to re-upload it for some reason. Let me get the new video that they got on their Instagram. But basically, Colton Moore is a state senator from 53rd District. His district encompasses a lot of Northwest Georgia. And you're talking about Trenton, Georgia, real small town, which is where he's from, on over to Lookout Mountain, which is a really rich part of the state. Some of it is, at least. Fort O, like that's kind of like not far from me. That's like the Chattanooga metro area in Georgia. So the Georgia part of the Chattanooga Metro. I live in the Tennessee part, but it's all basically in the same area. North Georgia, Southeast Tennessee is all kind of like one place, one region. And his district voted for him. I think he's a newer guy, but he's had some issues. One thing that he did, he gave a speech where he made some remarks about a deceased person as they were gonna honor a building after him. Now, when he made the remarks about the deceased person by the name of Ralston, talking about, oh, he's corrupt or he was corrupt. He's dead now, but anyway, some of Ralston's family was right there. So basically, he broke rules of decorum and he got punished for it. It was a bipartisan thing, the left and the right. They voted unanimously to punish him. Part of the punishment was you're going to be banned from the House floor. So Colton comes back to the House floor while Kemp is in there giving the State of the State address. He wants to go in, and they're saying, Colton, you can't do it now. Come on, let's not. And then he wound up getting wrestled on the ground, and then he went to the hospital. Okay, so that's kind of what happened. Let me see if I can get you a better video, a fuller video of the whole situation from ATL Scoop. They had a video up, then they deleted it. I don't know, sometimes when you put up videos, people get upset, try to threaten you to take it down. So we'll probably just do another video, a new one. All right, I got it right here. So shout out again, ATL Scoop. A really good source of Atlanta news and Georgia news in general. Let's watch.
I represent 200,000 people in Northwest Georgia who duly elected me to be here today. And you're hindering that. Unconstitutional.
What is going on? RIP to the headphone users. And right here, of course, when he got walked out of the building, he got arrested, taken out to Fulton County Jail, and he was given a $1,000 surety bond. All right, so that's him getting taken out. And they go to mugshot, and this is him talking in the hospital. I don't know why he's in the hospital. Did you break a finger or something? What happened?
Incredible service. Really proud of the staff here at the hospital. Did take a bit of a beating on my hand. It's a bit swollen and purple. We're waiting to get some x-rays to check it out. Appreciate all of your support, all of the warm comments from all over the country, all over the state of Georgia. And proud to represent the people from Northwest Georgia. Today, they took my freedom and liberty away as I was fighting for your liberty and freedom. But I'll tell you what, we still have a constitutional obligation to do work. We'll still be in that legislature come tomorrow morning. Thank you all for the support.
All right, so there you go. So a lot of y'all, not a lot of y'all, some of y'all were saying that his rights are violated, all this, that, and the third. But truthfully, I'll tell you something about Georgia that I know from being out here in this area for many years. Georgia, Tennessee, like this region in general, good old boy system, 100%. Good old boy system, 100%. But it's not bad. These are very well governed states. And they got certain rules that you got to follow. And if you don't follow the rules, they will punish you. When there's some kind of issue that comes up, they try to keep it in-house. They'd rather that whole thing not get on social media. They don't want to blast you out. They don't want to be on TV doing interviews, talking about it. They want to keep things in-house. But they will punish you if you do something wrong. A friend of mine got arrested, Robin Smith, and if you guys don't know, let me show you an article. So Robin Smith got arrested and locked up. Let me see here. Let's see if I can show an article right quick without a ton of ads and stuff on it. So yeah, we could just do this. All right, so when Robin Smith got arrested and then wound up getting locked up, people out here, it wasn't anybody trying to say she didn't do it, and at the same time, nobody went on TV and bashed her. But whenever anybody was asked about her, they would say, you know, hey, it's really unfortunate, really sad what happened. And that's it. Anybody's trying to say, don't lock her up. No. And what Robin did allegedly was take gifts and stuff like this, which happens. They don't play that. They don't play that. It's a good old boy system, but the outright corruption and stuff you see in other parts of the country, California, is not really a thing out here. There's some small things that happen, but nothing like what they do over in Gavin Newsom land. Okay, it's nothing like what they do over there. Okay, your job is to fill the water reservoir, and you're getting paid $750,000, $750,000. You're getting paid that much money to do it, and you don't do it. And then, as a result, you have 200,000 evacuated because of the wildfire that you could have helped prevent by filling the water of the reservoir that you're being paid to do. That kind of thing is not tolerated. If you do something like that in Tennessee, you're going to prison. We don't play stuff like that around here. So the point behind that whole thing was to say, yes, good old boy system, I can see how you would say that, but we're well governed in this particular part of the country. Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Texas, more states, but those right there, very desirable. Everybody wants to live here. Low cost of living. Crime is not actually that bad because of how we're governed. California, on the other hand, what's going on? Oh, we're the sixth biggest economy in the world. We got all the money. We pay so much in federal income tax. Okay, but look at your state, though. Look at what's going on. You got wildfires out of control, crack smokers everywhere. You got a lot of stuff going on that is not being controlled. It's not being controlled. I'm wrong on that, Charlie Belly. What did I get wrong? Let me know what I got wrong. All right. Let's keep on rocking here. Now, let's go to the whole thing with Tony Blinken, or Anthony. His name is actually Anthony with no H. Blinken, Tony Blinken. He's having a press conference or something like this, and you have journalists who are acting the fool getting kicked out.